1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a land. Give me a land. Give me a land.
All right, party people. Here's the name of the game today. I'm going to jump into this deck that I was goofing around with because I just feel like blue's gotten a bad rap in the new um, season. Uh, Phyrexia All Blue 1 didn't have a lot of Phyrexians in the blue category that really jumped off the page as like, no problem, that's a guarantee, you got it. Um, One of the ideas that I had was instead of trying to do like a red blue spelly kind of deck, to kind of lean into these artifact synergies that seem to exist, where blue is loving the fact that artifacts are on the board or making everything into an artifact, and red has all these equipments that are artifacts that are in there. And the Dragonwing gliders being one of my favorite ones as like a win con at the end. Um, I am not impressed necessarily with how these three end up playing out. So I've got my removal spell. I've got just some basic equipment that kind of hits the board as like my 2-drop, 3/1. So they're just blades essentially. And then I've got this Red Sun's Twilight, which the blue one is more impressive to me than the other one. So if I was going to make a swap on this, it would be to go with the blue-white artifact or the blue-blue artifact, right? And just kind of live in the mono blue zone. Um, I don't. I had an idea and I just lost it when I was playing the other game right there. But white has the removal that's built into it, and blue has counter spells, which are a little different because I find myself a lot of times, for instance, with the Eye of Malcator, needing to throw down an artifact in order to get this to trigger so that I can attack. But blue wants to wait to like the last second so that you can use things like your counter magics and your I'm going to draw a card because he did something I can't do anything with. So all of these counter spells require you to wait. And if you're holding 2 mana open as opposed to 6 mana open, well, everyone knows you just got one shot at like blocking that, and the whole thing can just kind of become not very effective. So my goal was not to just make a blue-blue artifact deck, but I did want to swap out this Red Sun's Twilight for a Blue Sun's Twilight. So we're going to get that done right now. And the reason why I wanted to put the Blue Sun's Twilight in is because when you're in that like end game and the guy's got the strongest, biggest titan of industry on his side of the equation, it can be tough, right? This is a good one too. You may look at the top card of your library at any time and play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. And once during each of your turns, you may cast a spell from your hand or the top of your library without paying its mana cost. It seems super, super expensive at 8 different mana, but it's not with our Mind Splice apparatus. Now, we don't have a lot of things driving the Mind Splice apparatus forward, like proliferating. And, um, I definitely like putting a Teferi in a proliferating sort of shell around the artifact deck in order to allow, like, more card draw, which can kind of keep this thing rolling. Um, Oh yeah, this was the guy. I wanted to see if I could find a possible Dimir, a black and blue combination that would allow all of the card draw that happens with this guy. Because essentially, every time you attack, all your blue creatures want you to like loot a card, like clean the card up. So you can discard one and you gather one in, but you get to see the one that comes in first before you decide which one you want. Now, this means that holding an Unctus Grand Metatech in your hand um, isn't as like this is kind of what I was doing was I was holding on to this thing because at 2/4 it's not doing an amazing amount of things on the board for us, but it does start to pump up +1/+1s on everything that the Skystrix officers create. It does +1/+1s on the Eye of Malcator. It does +1/+1s on our Malcator's Watch. And if I end up swapping into black, I'm sure I can find some artifacts within black. And so I was thinking of cutting these red guys out of here. Um, Before I do that, though, I wanted to change the red sun splice out. So this is no longer a deck. We're going to copy it, and we're going to work on it. So this is my thinking, right? We remove the red. We need removal. We need artifacts, and we need when cards get drawn, a trigger to happen. Maybe a second card getting drawn. That does bring me up, though, to something in here that happens, and it is the Ledger Shredder. The Ledger Shredder states that when the second card gets drawn, he connives. Yeah. Achoo! Excuse me. So, definitely. Oh, it's the second spell, not the second card. All right. We'll consider that. I do like Ledger Shredders to go along with things like Serum Snares or what's the other one? Augury? Experimental Augury? I think we're going to actually want to bring the Ledger Shredder back. Experimental Augury and the Ledger Shredder. And the only reason I want to bring those back is I really want to, assuming that the Mind Splice apparatus ever hits the deck, but we're going to be cleaning through most of our deck here. And I only own 2, unfortunately. I'd love to have more. But that means that the Ledger Shredder is going to get quite an opportunity to do some delving. And then as I'm delving to go through it, the Mind Splice is getting the proliferate action that's happening here. So just for argument's sake, we're going to toss some of that stuff on there. But it's going to turn these into 1 mana spells. We're going to end up going through quite a bit. That's why I've got some card draw on this side. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to put like a Silver Scrutiny in the deck just to reset everything. Right? So now we've got too much card draw built into it, but it's nice to have some extra card draw here. I don't mind the 3 mana, especially if the Mind Splice is getting up to something using the Auguries and the Snares. If it's getting up to something like 5 or 6, then you're just getting 5 or 6 cards, and that's fine. Like, I don't think I need more than that. So for 3 mana or for 2 mana, I can draw that. And then the Blue Sun's Twilight will really like the Mind Splice apparatus as well. So let's change our perspective and look at when you draw your second card, and I feel like this might be it. When you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on the Gurgling Anointer. When it dies, return a target creature with mana value less than or equal to the Gurgling Anointer's power from your graveyard. So the idea would be maybe one of these Unctus Meditechs, who only has a power level 3, would be able to come back from it and sort of revamp and revive what's going on. I like that. I'm going to up that to 4. And I do like the fact that he's a flyer as well. So, I've got kind of a flyer theme going on here, right? A flying bird, a flying chastity belt, we're going to call that, maybe. A flying termite, maybe? I don't know. Not a flying creature. A flying lancer, it's just something huge. And then not a flyer, but he kind of sits outside the realm of what's going on. This guy transforms into a flyer. So I like the flying theme. Let's look at some other, I don't know about flyers necessarily, but card draw effects. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. But that card draw, that second card draw, could come into super big here for the Gurgling Anointer. So, an enchantment, not an artifact. Okay. Choose 1, you draw 2 cards, and you lose 2 life. Or creatures your opponents control get a -1/-1. I definitely think Gix is the right guy to go. Right? Whenever a creature deals combat damage to any one of your opponents, its controller may pay a life, and if they do, they get to draw a card. So again, now we're adding to the card draw experience, but we're smoothing out how the card draws become um, like the triggers, right? We're making sure that the triggers happen more often. This guy just destroys something and you draw 2 cards, sacrifice a creature, you gain a life, draw a card. Whenever one of your creatures dies, you get to draw a card. Point of discussion, Braid's Fightful Return, we've already seen. Skitterling Chitterlings, target creature gains Death Touch, and you get to draw a card. I'm looking for like when you draw your second card. When you draw a card, it's hard not to do that. Hmm. 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 Gotta like Urtai. Sacrifice the Voldarian Desecrator, and you may cast instant sorcery spells from your graveyard this turn. As long as there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard, she gets +2/+2 and has Death Touch. And when she dies, she mills 2 and draws a card. Okay. It's a pretty clunky way to get to a 3/3 flyer for 2 mana, though. And this guy can just draw a card. Or create a 2/2 colorless drone artifact with Death Touch. When this creature leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. So we've got a 2/2 Death Toucher drone as an ultimate, and up until one target creature can't attack or block until the next turn. So pretty good. Pretty good. Draw a card, then discard a card. Create a blue ninja that can't be blocked. Get an emblem that says whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a blue or black creature card and put it on the battlefield and shuffle. Whoa, that's never happening. You're never getting to +7 unless you proliferate the crap out of things. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Alright, so we're at 2.9 with 11 lands in hand, right? Which means that a lot of this stuff has got to go. Probably removing a couple of Shieldreds. It's hard to remove the Invoke Despair. I'm not sure the Gix does me any good, because I've already got the card draw built in with the Unctus, and that's the goal here. Let's go to land, and let's get rid of the word draw. Let's take a look at what would be some creepy land. I like this blue-black theming land for this deck. That's 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that's 24. We need to get rid of 11. Well, we don't need the groundy guys, right? We didn't really look for artifacts either. What has blue-black got as far as 2 or fewer, 2 or more, deal damage? Well, we got up 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Alright, all fast lands. 25. 24. 9 cards to go. Okay. Serum Snares. Love the proliferate, but don't love the idea that, like, there's not a lot of good card draw built in. Just not getting to that many for Invoke. What artifacts do you have in here? Enchantment creature, legendary human artificer. No. There's one artifact, which is kind of cool artifact, actually. We've got the augury for the early part of the Anointer, and then we've got the meta tech for the later part. This dude helps draw a card, though. And I'm thinking if we dropped an Anointer and put a crown up, that might be the right answer. So if you return a guy, you need to draw 2 cards. What? There we go. Okay, so the art of the draw. So we've got a 2.9 average. It's 20 creatures. That's not bad for a blue deck, by the way. Since we're doing some card draw, and since he is the king of the draw, that's who we're going to go with. And since we're doing black-blue with a lot of Kaito in there, we will advertise, as we should. I thought about doing some of the other prototype artifact guys, but, you know, you don't want to turn those dudes into 4/4s. A lot of times they're already got better stats, and so it doesn't have the same kind of appeal. Definitely like this, especially if I can get the Mind Splice out, right? I don't think I've made a deck like this yet. Really, really heavy on the 3 mana drops, right? We've got 8. So how are we going to do removal? I don't think we need this with all the other card draw stuff that we've got going on. And giving proliferate to my withdrawal. It's pretty good. A little bit of everything in this one. Mind Splice. For our instants and sorceries, we have 10 of those, but we're really functioning on these X value ones more than anything. Artifact. I got like one creature that doesn't have artifact synergy. Well, two really, but this feels stronger. It just doesn't have that much to do in the beginning. You don't draw Malcator's Watch. You're not on the board till turn 3. What could you do to change that? I think you're going to lose your Eyes of Malcator, and I think you're going to look for, you know, let's go here, right? 1s and 2s, and we're going to go to Artifact, and then we're going to say, okay. And these are our choices. We've got Skull Bombs, which I'm not going to go with. We've got the Surge Engine, which does at least hit the ground. It becomes a defender with 2, which is weird, but it's fine. Blades, Dredging Claws, the Razor Slash. He is an artifact ninja that can help me remove things, especially. Okay. I'm starting to see it now. Why do we want the artifact ninja? Because let's say we have a Malcator's Watch that's out there, and he's going to attack, and we've got somebody else getting blocked, right? Unctus Retrofitter, as an example. Or one of our Skystrick Officer soldiers, which is a good example. We can flip him in and give that other creature Death Touch and turn him into a removal spell, which is just like... Now, if we wanted to be super annoying, we could also run the Virus Beetle instead of the Crown. And I don't hate this. It's 2 to put out, makes an artifact trigger happen, then it becomes a 1 to put on, so it's super cheap, and whenever the equipped creature dies, you get to draw a card, which triggers some of our card draw funnies. So, yeah. I like the Crown, and this thing is not the Crown, and this thing is not the Crown. I'm going to keep the Crown. Should I put 2 crowns in this thing? I'm hemming and hawing here. Could just run at 61. Or I could go down to 23. I think I'm fine with it going down to 23. And I'll tell you why. Here's why. We're going to be filtering through a lot more cards. We don't need to have that next one always be perfect. If I'm going to have tons of land to choose from, all I've got to do is get my card draw engine set up. If my card draw engine is set up, then I don't have to worry anymore whatsoever. So I kind of like this, and I haven't seen a deck like this yet. The Dark Art. dark art of the draw. What do you think? What do you think? Let's just see if it works. I'm sure it will. I don't know. It may not. It may work. So, the way I test a deck is, first step, I run it through a bot match. I want to see if I can accomplish some of the synergies I was shooting for, right? So, in this case, we got a Malcator's Watch, which is pretty much all I need. We got an early Mind Splice, so we're going to get a chance to see everything that we're looking for. Okay, okay. Autopay. Nah, that's haha. I could put the crown on the guy. Let's do that. Put him on there. Bam. Ouch. Get a card draw. Yeah. Get a card draw. Yeah. Lots of card draw. I think I need to play the fast land. Sticker. What do you got? Some kind of trick? No? No trick? Okay. That's your trick? Yeah. Okay. Here's what I see so far, right? Mind Splice Apparatus goes out, Blue Sun's Twilight becomes a play in 2 turns, depending on the number of cards we draw and stuff we get. So, could toss the Mind Splice, use it all, and just hold, essentially. Other option is to run the Experimental Augury, which is 2, next to this. Experimental Augury will draw a card and get it stronger. We can put the Malcator's Watch out there, which is even better. And then the next turn we can do like Shieldred and attach, or not Shieldred, but like Sky Strike Officer and attach. The smart play would be this one, but we're going for testing things out. So we're going to test this out this way, and sure, they're not gonna 5, 6, 7. We're not going to attack you. Okay. Here we go. Ah, feels good. What do you say we proliferate with our 1 mana? What do we got right now? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if our 2 is being used, we've got 1, 2 gone. So we've only got 4, and we need 5. So, hey, let's go. Yeah. Yeah. If I throw the Retrofitter out, let's go like that, and normally I would attack, but that should do it. For the Blue Sun's Twilight, yeah. Really? I would definitely say the deck works, right? Everything with between the Malcator's Watch drawing cards, the Sheoldred healing, it all seemed to work together. I am severely under on removal on this deck, but being flyers, I don't think I'm going to get as frustrated. 2 mana hand, huh? I can't keep it. Can't cast anything. Well, hold on. I can keep it. I don't like to keep these, but for science. I'm going to go with the monk and then a bird. Ronan will go back. Interesting. I did that so that the Unctus Retrofitter would have a target and I would be able to go in and kind of catch up. Oh. Draw a card. Narful the Garfunk. So, since the Retrofitter doesn't have a target on it, I'm going to, on my turn, drop off the Airstrike Officer, who also has a card draw built in, by the way, if we end up going super wide. Are you? I don't know what you are, but... Hey! Got it. Okay. Stabilizing a little bit. She gets tapped every time. Oh, I think that's game. It's 100% game. Good game. What's this thing? Rada's Firebrand. Rare card. Sets up a little guy not to be able to defend. Had a surprising amount of removal, and Mono Red is clearly our bad guy. Going that fast, there's just no chance for us to stabilize back out. Alright, a little bit better. 3 mana, Drowning Nicker, got a Malcator's Watch. Can actually play a game here. Hello. feel like it tells them less if I show them black. Mono white. Guy's got white and black. The best we can do is probably control it at this moment. Just because he does things like now, as opposed to later. You can kind of slow this thing down a little bit, prevent somebody from attacking. A desperate farmer. What does he do again? His lifelink. I know, it looks weird. It looks very weird. But something's gonna click. There you go. We're at 3. What do you think? Take the Purifier, who works with our deck. Draw a card, gain some life. Good at that. Yeah, we'll see now. That's fine. One, two, three. That'll leave me with 2 left over. I can do the augury, and it won't cost me anything because it'll move it up to 5. What would be good? What would be good? The crown is good. We're into the future. So I've got an extra goblin pouch. You can effectively you wouldn't really piss him off. That's fine. That was actually pretty funny. 8-9 damage. Yeah, we can draw some cards. Yeah. Well, let's do this first, and then let's do this. This card is busted. Oh my god. See you later. Black and white. All right. So that opponent didn't have the strongest deck, right? We didn't face a lot of removal. We didn't face a lot of difficult things. Ooh. I know this is going to happen, but this always drives me crazy. I have no 2-drops. Come on, 2-drop. Okay. Alright, so the Twin Blade Geist is scary if you add things to it, right? Just a simple +1/+1 turns this thing into hitting 4, and it's a pain in the ass after that. Goodbye. Goodbye. Alright. I think what we're going to do is attack and then use the retrofitter to turn our little off guy into a 4 so that we can block. Right? So say next. I'll attack, make our little guy. Click next, get our presence out here so that Mr. Peerless Samurai isn't so scary. And he's like, what the? What? How did that happen, huh? Does anyone know? Can anyone tell me? No? No? Okay. Ooh, he's not happy. Okay, so a couple of choices. Since we didn't get the land, we could do the Kaito. Draw a card after we attack. At the beginning of your end step, if Kaito enters the battle this turn, he phases out. Just gives him kind of a free place to look. Create the ninja, or we do the Mind Splice. Let's put him out there. I mean, we're gonna plus him, but nice. Go ahead. Yeah, at least you did the right one. You did good. You did good. Yeah. That's another one. Scary. I'll take the 6 damage. Oh, he's leaving. Okay, new deck is 2 for 2, and really did pretty good there in a pretty decent control situation. We faced down a Wandering Emperor. We were able to get our Kaito on the deck, and I was about to go full Kaito, so the Proliferate totally worked. Like, the Proliferate with this Experimental Augury did a good job, as well as the Proliferate in Drown and Ichor with this Kaito right here. And it would have gotten to the point where I could just literally, whenever you search, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage, search your library for a blue or black creature card and just put it on the battlefield and shuffle. That's just kind of insane. It's definitely a good way to get Sheoldreds out there. Part of me wants to say, like, should we put some black bombs in the deck? Creature card, 7+. Yeah, we can do it the blue too. It's fine. It says black or blue, right? Blue or black creature cards. So, who could get on the deck on the cheap? Our Flesh Gorger, which is a 7/5 menace lifelink with a ward of pay life. Does this count? Does that count? As a blue or black creature? We could live without, like, a Prowler. This deck is so full of win cons, it's kind of insane. Everything is a win con and nothing is in the beginning. Okay, here. Okay. So, are we going to use Kaito to cheese out Atraxa? And if we don't use Kaito to cheese out Atraxa, are we just going to cast Atraxa? How would we cast Atraxa if we're not talking about cheesing it? We're not, right? We just need a white and a green. I could go with like some fast white and green lands, right? Green blue. We got green black. Two or more lands. We only have one of those. What about some of these? Green, blue, or white for Spara's headquarters. It is a slow land, which I don't love. Legendary anything, which is kind of neat because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A total of 8 cards. I don't love it. I don't love it at all. Microsynth. Okay, that's another way to get to white. White. Red, green, black. This is another way to do it. So I have 1 slow land. The Crystal Grotto is a cleaner. What about blue and white? Do we not have a pain land? 2 or fewer? Gain a life. Enters tapped. Soldiers. Aha. 2 or more. Okay. So now, as far as Atraxa is concerned, we're at 23 lands. We are... this works too well here and here and here. Even here. Like... Hmm. 23 lands. White sources could be 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's go to black and white. And we will 2 or more. Go down. We all over the board. Okay. What do we think? I think our land is all over the place. Could be amazing. I'd be amazed if it's amazing. Would you be amazed? Would you be amazed? Let's go. Alright, time to have some fun with the dark art of the draw. 2 lands, 1 experimental augury, 1 drawn in Ichor, 1 crown. Not likely the answer, but we're going to find out. Oh, good. I think my land is already ruined me here, right? Like, what could I possibly do? I don't think there's much I can do here. That's the fear of messing with the land, is that you face mono red, and if you don't have you don't need a perfect draw, but you've got to be able to affect that board faster than that. If you can't affect it, it's over. I'm very curious to know why people play mono red in standard. Like, I guess they just want to go with their wins, and they don't care about how. Alright, we got 2 Malfetor's Watches, 3 lands, 2 or more, 1 damage to you, and a microsynth. Okay, we'll go with the slow land first. Okay. Do I give him the greeters? I feel like I'm gonna give it to him once. One time. Yep, one time. It's gonna make treasure token. It's a lot of pain. Spin 0. And I'm gonna say I'll attack because he's still there to block. And then we'll see which one he wants to get rid of if he attacks with both. A +1 every time. Yep. It's fine. Hey! Please no more land. Dude! It's like 6 lands. Like, what good is that? Game over again. Boy, you are not allowed a single turn off, are you? Give me 6 more lands, please. Please, 6 more lands. That's all. I just want 6 more lands. Oh, you didn't give it to me. Hmm. Unfortunately, that did not play out the way I wanted it to either. Didn't help to draw 6 more lands in the beginning, but he had a good deck. I liked his ramp strategy. Not sure getting rid of something earlier would have changed anything. 2 or fewer? Yay! Great. What do you got? 2 or more? Yeah. Nope. He's just gonna kill it. Interesting. I thought for sure he'd kill that. No, he did. He did. Nope. Wow. I don't think I've drawn so bad. This is nothing. You can do 5. You can do it again? I'd love it if you did it again. Do it again. Do it again. Just do it. Oh. Okay. Interesting deck. What? Why is this guy? Hold on. A permanent this turn. Alright. I can stop 3, but not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it won't matter. Boy. Everybody is playing so fast. And the problem is that, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if I'm not on the board attacking in the very first moment of the very first round, like, I'm usually dead. constant. Do. Don't worry, I'm mana locked. I can't do anything. You're fine. I'm just gonna hurt myself over here. While I Don't worry. Don't worry. Interesting. We play the waiting game? Sell out. Thank you. Okay. Who's the fastest defense here? Okay at this. He'll lose 3 more. God, if I could combat trick him. Oh, it's over. Yeah. That's kind of neat. Alright, so our deck sucks on anything that wants to go a little bit aggro. Okay. I hate it. Everyone wants to go aggro. Anyone else feel like it's getting harder? Feels like it's getting harder. Okay. Keep it in. The Mirax. Blue, black, Demir, black, who knows? I think it's the proliferate deck, if I'm not mistaken. Toxic creep. Yep, that's what I thought. doses that I worry about. You're up to 5, and if I can find my card, it'll be worse than that. Throw another rat. Close. That's not a proliferate card, and even if you do one now, you're not going to have enough mana to cast your boy back. This is like the whitest swamp I've ever seen. Cool! Comes back. And we mill him again. Threatening lethal. Have swamp. Okay. Ooh. We did something bad. I still like his white swamps. They're cool. Yeah, I've seen this thing do some serious damage to me in the past. He doesn't have anything sexy in here though, so we're not gonna like gloat about it. We used an Invoke Despair. We've gone to the dark side. Hey! I don't even know what I got. No way! An Iconoclast. Heck yeah! It's a green elf. For 2 mana, you get a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it gets +1/+1. And gains haste until the end of the turn. Do I have an elf deck? I think I have a Welcoming Elves unfinished deck. Anyway. What do I got here? M11? I mean, this was just a few weeks ago, and it was like, here, you got 4 total, you'll be fine. Like, not fine anymore. It's fine. Yeah. Let's go to Elves Tribe, just to see. I can come up with some good ones there. Why does everyone like the Fauna Shaman so much? That's poop. Ka-choo! Elf warrior. Oh, nice. Our Glittermonger is 2/4 and creates a treasure token every time he's tapped. Why does that sound amazing? Especially as you're ramping towards. Well, and that's the other thing too, is like What are you ramping towards here? We ain't got nothing. I got one. All right, elves. We're ramping. Sorry, everybody. All of you watching. Iconoclast is great, and the Goblet Graders are good, and the Stalker's not, and this Elf Wizard. I think we put some Glittermongers, because they'll help get there really fast. Are you an elf? What? A Phyrexian zombie elf? You're an elf? Okay. It's a good way to get land. Are there elves in black? One. It's a 2-3 for 2, which isn't bad. This is super good graveyard hate. Think about it. There's an Atraxa in the graveyard. You exile a target card from a graveyard, which is his. When this creature specializes, which he specialized now, conjure a duplicate of target creature card exiled with this creature into your hand. Duplicate perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast this spell, and then when this creature enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Kind of amazing. I mean, it's very all over the place, but I'll take it. Alright, elves. You are a 2-2 with vigilance. Pretty good. Definitely good against some of those little guys. Allow you to attack and stay back and block. Yeah. For now. You're a mana dork. What a bear. Hmm. 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 I mean, you're already at 5 mana, and you're going to add 5 more. That's just weird. Right? A natural growth is just amazing. Storm the festivals. Never been a big fan of that card. Not sure how you made it in here. Thrawn, Breaker, Silence. Tovalar's good. He's not an elf, but you can make things happen. I love how he's an insect, but he looks like a person. Alright. There it is. Threaten, Breaker, Silence. It's just so good. Okay, so Gaia's Gift could go down. We just don't like it. Other cards that we would like to use instead of Gaia's Gift are Tyvar Stand. Probably this one in the X thing. Yeah. Right? Mm. Hey, Midweek Magic showed up, huh? A draft? No way. Welcome to the Midweek Draft. We can do a Phantom Draft. This week event is a Strixhaven bot draft. Hell yeah. We're going to do that. Okay. New agenda. Bot draft. Let's go. Alright, so cool thing about a bot draft is we do not have to worry about time. Strixhaven is this one that has so much going on, right? Vigilance and Trample. So the rare card in this is called Memory Lapse, and it's just a counter a target spell, and if that spell's countered, put it on top of its owner's library instead of into that player's graveyard. And I don't know why that would be better than just countering it, but there's memory lapse for you. So that's blue. Red and white. Whenever Venerable Warsinger deals combat damage to a player, you may return a target creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of damage the Singer dealt to that player. That's pretty good. A 3/3 for 3 in red and white that essentially every time he hits brings something back is gotta be one of the stronger cards in the game. Start from scratch, deals 1 damage to any target. Whenever a creature you control with power equal to its toughness attacks, it gains trample. Draw a card for each different power among creatures you control. Weird. Enters the battlefield. When it dies, it puts its counter on other things, and it doesn't have a way to grow those counters. Tap up to 2 target creatures and learn. You may reveal a lesson card you own from outside the game and put it into your hand, or discard a card to draw a card. Tap up to 2 target creatures and learn. Interesting. Exile target artifact or creature, and its controller creates a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. Why would I guess you just do it to yourself, right? There are a lot of spells around here. So that's a lesson. Huh. Draw 2 cards. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. It seems like the safe bet is the red-white. From what I can tell, this is a lesson. Red is got some dragons on there. Red's got that typical burn spell kind of piece. White showed me that they are into instant spells with lessons and cheap creatures that kind of do goofy things as far as their stuff. It just seems very difficult for me to pick this instant memory lapse when that is right there. It would be better if it was at the bottom of somebody's library and they couldn't get it back. But we're going to go with the Venerable Warsinger. The goal there being we want to do everything we can to make life easy. Alright, so the gold card's still here. If an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for up to 3 plains cards, reveal them, put them in your hand, and shuffle. So very much the white ketchup. Solve the equation. Search your library for an instant or sorcery, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle. Creative Outburst. Deals 5 damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, and the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. No thank you. A 2/4 flying blue-red. Whenever the Maelstrom attacks, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs X less, where X is the Muse's power as this ability resolves. 2 off. 2 off of a spell is pretty good. A double striker? Uh-oh. I kind of like that spell. It's like take a little guy and make him just big enough to kill the guy. As he dies, he becomes a spirit token. I can see using that. I can see using this too. Hmm. And what does the War Singer do? When it deals combat damage, you may return a target creature card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of damage. That would be this creature card right here. Whew. This feels extremely strong. Make your mark is a fun trick, but it doesn't feel as strong as a flying creature card that makes your spells cheaper. Uh, Probably can't get past that. This is a massively expensive spell, and I don't see using it. So we're going to venture into a little bit of this, but it was close. We're out of rares. We got lots of red. We got some white. And a little bit of blue-green. Little bit. Target creature has base power of toughness 4/4 till end of turn. Kind of cool. What's even cooler is that would actually work pretty good with that. Gain control of a target creature with mana value 3 or less on the turn. Untap it. It gains haste. For a single red. Sounds like a good red spell. Is that really just a single red? Oof. I've seen Tend the Pest before. As additional cost of the spell, you sacrifice a creature, and then you get to create X, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. I've seen that. Turn something big into a lot of little somethings. Create 2 4/4 blue and red elemental creature tokens. So you can turn 2 mana into future usage, or you can make 2 4/4s at an average cost of 3.5 each, which is just a little bit better than okay. Up until the end of the turn, target creature gains Death Touch, and when this creature, yeah, we're not doing any of that stuff. So either turn something into a 4/4. I think Claim the Firstborn is my favorite sorcery spell. I like it on the early side of the game. Looking at these creatures, target creature gets 3/1 and gains Trample, and you get to learn, which is cool. Exile Historian from your graveyard. Create a tapped 3/2 white creature token. Pigment Storm deals 5 damage to a target creature, and an excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. So expensive, though. We're going to go with Claim the Firstborn. Yeah? We only have one creature here, and I think that spell might cycle. Shock! Hunt for specimens. Hmm. 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 I don't know. It's either the star pupil, which is a 1/1, that hands off to another 1/1 or whatever, or the ardent dust speaker, which essentially gives you 2 extra cards to cast every turn. Right? Three mana flying 3/1. Either the pledge mage or the pupil. What's it going to be? This Minotaur could be amazing. Oh, Hmm. No dragons yet. I like this one. I like this guy too, though. And I didn't. This is. Mm-hmm. It's like a pause. This one's really good. A 2/2 and attacking spirits get +1, or our star pupil who hands over his star pupil. Smooth out the land. That is a lot of playables. Okay. Hmm. Ooh. A lesson. Okay, no. I can live without that. Rip apart. 3 damage to a creature or a planeswalker, or you get to destroy an artifact or an enchantment. That's excellent. Right? None. A Hasty Wolf for 3 that exiles an instant sorcery card. It's not bad. It's the other direction. Oh, what are you? You're an instant. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until the end of the turn. So, safekeeping. I like it. Gain 2 life, draw cards, especially if you're casting quick. Red blue tapped is nice. Letter of acceptance is an artifact. Finally found one. Whenever one or more cards leaves your graveyard, you get to scry, and it's a 3/3 for 3. I like the protection spell. I like that a lot. Our curve looks real low. And we're super shy on creatures. And so we could do this. I mean, he's a 3/3 for 4 with a secondary thing, which is pretty good. Or we just spend 5 and we get it. Try that. Oh, I know duress. Whoa. I've got 4 sorceries, 5 instants, 2 enchantments, and 8 creatures. So I'm just missing artifacts. I feel like the restock on cards feels more powerful, especially at that moment, right? Whoa. Nobody's taking that. I'm gonna have some blue-red. I'm splashing some blue, so I could do this. I just need 1 blue. And I would get 2 4/4 elementals for 3.5. Or I could catch this early and turn them into a single treasure token, which would help. Oh, it's nice. But so is this. A flying spirit bird. Or 1/5. Or a 2/2 haster. I like the hasty guy. Do that. And this wheeled. And so he goes in, and then he comes back out and gives you 2 extra colorless mana. Which would help you get to here. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay. Alright. Would you really take a tapped land? Kind of. It's fast land. I mean, I have 29 playables at this point. I'm guessing. Nice. There's not a lot of creatures before here, right? Like, so we've got 1, 2. Gotta stop taking these things. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. It's because of these that I'm okay. Ouch. So, I don't truly know much about this format, except the spells seem very cheap, and the creatures seem very expensive. And so the idea is to slow things down in order to create like a more protective board state. I like the first strike capability. The power of first strike is a lot greater than what most people would give it credit for. And destroying a creature with power 4 or greater sounds amazing, except how many creatures are really out there with power 4 or greater? Like, not that many. So you'd be giving +1s to a few creatures, but not enough. Not enough to say, like, yeah. All right, we've got a gold Efret Flame Painter. Efret, who is a double striker. And they deal combat damage to a player. You may cast a target or instant sorcery spell from your graveyard without paying any mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, you get to exile it instead. That's pretty good. Very broken on the defense side of things. Scry, draw a card. The Thunderous Orator is another 2-drop, which is good. Vigilance. Whenever they attack, it gains flying if you control a creature with flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, and Trample. Wow. So I do have Trample and Vigilance and First Strike and Double Strike and Haste. But I don't think Haste was on that list. I do have Flying. The only way that this card really truly pays off is if you're getting it across the finish line, hitting somebody at the end of the game, right? And then you could do something like pull out Shock. Huh. I'm trying to think like what would be the spell, but the spells are pretty small. On the flip side, I've got a Vigilant Flying Double Striker over here. I mean, the fact that he's a 2-drop kind of sealed the deal for me. I do like him because of the haste. Exile target creature. How are we looking on removal, by the way? We've got protection, removal, temporary. Removal, temporary. Feels like removal comes at a very large premium here. Exile target creature and exile up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard. So for 6 mana, you do that. Boy, suddenly it's all black and green. There's our prodigy. Okay. I'm okay with that, but not really happy about it. Copy the spell. What are we up to now? 15? Heck yeah. That's awesome. We have a lot of cuts to make. Okay. As it turns out, I drafted a blue, red, white deck. Really, we're white and red with a splash of blue. So, theory would be if I cut out the blue, average cost of 2.3, plenty of creatures, good land. I could come down. We're kind of even Stevens here. It's a tricky card, but I like it. This is good. I think this is good. I don't know. these go together pretty well. I mean, are 3/3s really it? Okay, I cut the blue. Um, okay. I have no idea. I just have no idea. We're gonna find out. Alright, we got a 3-drop, some red, some white, some guiding voices. A 4-drop, a 3-drop. I'm gonna go with it. We need another mana. Did it. Hmm. Yeah. Let's get some damage going. Hmm. I'm gonna wait. He's really mana locked. perfectly fine with that. Your deck doesn't feed into itself. Claim. Ooh, we got a mythic. Jin Gitaxis? A Phyrexian Praetor? What? When you cast an artifact, an instant, or a sorcery spell, just copy that spell and choose new targets for it, and it only triggers once per turn. When an opponent casts an artifact, instant, or sorcery spell, just counter that spell, and that only happens once per turn. Jin Gitaxias is amazing. He's 7 mana, but he's amazing. What? Midweek Magic is good. It's fun, number one, to draft a format that you haven't drafted before, even though it's not the most. I can cast this, and I just need 1 red card, but yeah, we're going to keep this. I felt pretty good about where the mana was last time. And this is kind of a late game card anyway. Look, there's our mana, so we're fine. I like first strike. I like putting +1s on first strikes. I like... This is an amazing card, but way late in the game. Let's go. Come at me, bro. The Eager First Year gets a +1 when they cast a spell. So they're going to attack, not understanding how First Strike works. Damn it. No. Bye. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. 2/2 First Striker? Yes, sir. Okay with that? Sure. So what makes Killian good is the healing and the menace. Nice. Talking about that. Any chance? Oh. Yeah, you were saying. I can put the Thunderous Orator out, and I can give them all +1s. Because I can roll like that. And I think that will probably be enough. So you're telling me I could just do this? Like, just do that? That's what you're saying? Dang. What about this? What about this? What about this? What? Okay. So this has gotten real quiet and slow. And as much as I thought, oh man, how much fun would it be to do this right now, I am regretting it. Time is just ticking by here. This guy is roping me like... so bad. He is extending that rope out for as far as he can go. That hurts. Um, like I've been playing it my whole life. Out of the way. She's rare. Oh, nice. Let's go. Man, you dosed. I have a feeling that my good luck cannot continue. These two go together really nice. Let's do it. We got a removal spell. This Pledge Mage was pretty good. Cast a couple spells and boost him up. Oh no, we got a learner. We got a learner. He got himself Inklings. Nice. Yeah. You just wait right there. He's coming in strong. I am fine by that. Taking turns off. Yep, got it. Okay. Whenever they attack, you can put an instant sorcery creature from the bottom of your library. When you do, you exile the top two, and you can play those two. And he's a 3/4, and I think that's probably the no-brainer answer. Now you're going to be giving something up if you do that attack again. control spells. Oh, a lot of them. Where were you? Hmm. You can have those two. And here I come. Coming to get you. Mhm. Yeah. It's kind of a slow burn. We're gonna get it right here. Okay. I could use some pretty lands. Where'd the rest of your face go? Oh. Oh. Hmm. Not worried about the first touch here. Star Pupils are awesome. Venerable War Singers are insane. For 3. And just keep getting newbies. You're gonna lose those 2, and I'm gonna sneak in probably 2 damage. But that's enough to drop you to 5. Oh, come on. Are you fucking serious? There's like no chance. No shot that that just happened. Good game. This stupid guy. I couldn't get around him. I tried. But it just couldn't happen. So, as much as there's like a ton of spellcraft going on, I'm curious to know what I should have done different. Big part of me feels like removal's just not really a thing. And having a 5-mana that doesn't remove things is a problem. We need a red. We can put a pause in there, guy, but we need a red. We got a red. That's weird too, right? That, like, it feels to me like, I don't know. You gotta delete that already? You are. Haha! Here's your dress now. Tenelair. Sweet. You can't block, you're fine. Go ahead. He doesn't know. So I feel bad about this one because all he has to do is click on that thing and find out. And instead, he keeps doing this, which is like a 6 mana spell for a 1 turn pause. It doesn't make sense. So we will be threatening until soon. You did it! With power 4 or greater. That's not gonna do it, but 5, 6, 7. That'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah! You almost touched me. It's a very different format. My take would be that I don't truly understand what some of the differentiating moments were, but being a little bit lower to the ground and getting your damage in early with a couple of spells to pause the guy was how I won all 3 of the games that I won. And the 2 games that I lost were these like long drawn out battles where the guys were just trying to get to the point where they got to their 7 or 8 mana bomb, and the creatures that they were casting in the beginning didn't really do much on their side of the equation. So I was getting them down to like 6, getting them down to 7, but nothing after that. I got rid of all these thrilling discovery cards where you get to discard 2, and if you do, you get to draw 3, and you get to gain 2 life, and you know, it's kind of like a way for you to sort of massage the extra mana that you're going to have, because apparently you're going to have a ton of extra mana. I didn't think that they were going to work out too well, so I tried to focus on instead cards that would affect the board, right? So create a 3/2 red-white spirit, destroy a target artifact or deal 3 damage to anything, and then this Thunderous Orator is such a good card. I actually really like him with some of these things because all of these have a lot of keywords on them, right? First Strike, Vigilance, Trample, Double Strike, Haste. Like all of that counts up big. Reconstruct History is like getting the bottom half of an Atraxa, right? So none of the keywords, none of the 7/7 flyer with lifelink and you know all that kind of stuff. But the bottom half of it says go in there and pick 1 card of each kind out of the next 7, and this one is just go into your graveyard and do the same thing. I totally liked it. I think it was good. This guy didn't do much for me. But he was a threat. He was kind of like a lightning rod. Whenever he attacks, you can put an instant sorcery card from your graveyard back into your library, and if you do, then at the top of your library, you can cast one of the top 2. So kind of like an expensive, dirtily, hopefully you get lucky for on these spell kind of cards. I never got a chance to use it. By the time that this thing came out, we were usually at the point in the game where it was like a little too late. What really, really worked well were 3 mana drops with 2 mana spells. I used these Guiding Voices a ton, and this Star Pupil ended up being really, really fun to use. Unfortunately, the one time I had to Make Your Mark, the card that I really like kind of dragged me into red and white, I didn't use it. I didn't. The guy duressed me and took it out of my hands. I tried the God Willing. I definitely used the Detention Vortex. I definitely used this a lot. So, you know, I didn't use this. Land Carter's Mill this way. Yeah, I never got the chance to cast that. Not because I wouldn't. And I can totally see how, like, as time goes on, taking that life and getting a life, taking a life, getting a life at 1 a shot every round would have made a big difference in a few of the battles. A lot of times it's coming down to 6 or 7, you know, 1 singular attack kind of deal. But being able to boost up your attackers to 5, this pledge where you get a +1 every time you cast a spell, and you're getting first strike as well, was very, very good. Very, very good, especially with the nature of how you're doing it. Like you're attacking and then you're spicing it up, right? Like you're putting the +1s, or you're putting the infuriates, or you're shocking the opponent. And when you're doing those kinds of things, this is just going just kind of ratcheting up. So this general, I guess you would call this like the red deck, hasty, damage, try to attack fast kind of deck. I liked it. Defend the Campus was a monster, and so was Dueling Coach. I didn't think 5 mana to put a +1/+1 on each creature would be that good. It was really, really good. So overall, I like my deck. I know I lost a couple games and I won 3, and that's okay. But I would say that this deck is probably like a 4 winner. Get your money back in a regular draft. And yeah, that's fine. We can discard these changes. You don't get to keep any of these cards in this deal, but you do get to claim your prize. And I got a Nahiri symbol. Cool. So, a long session in the afternoon got me close to maxed on everything. Strixhaven is the premier draft that everybody's fighting in right now, and I wouldn't go in there against the gold guys knowing what the hell they know. They know way too much. Crimson Vow. I'll give you one little secret that I look at. In here in the pack building, you can see what's old and what's new. And if it's right here at the end, it's about to be old. So if you pick these cards, you're going to be able to keep them, but only for, I don't know, like next month we're probably getting out of this thing. So June, July kind of deal. You'll be able to play with those cards, and then they'll be gone. The rest of these things are around for till like the end of the year, and then this is all year next year kind of deal. So I'd love to do a new Capenna. I feel like there's a lot of cards in the new Capenna set that I did not get my hands on that I would love to have like been able to filter out. And then I got most of the Brothers War and the Phyrexia already. So really, it's just Dominaria and Baldur's Gate interest me the most. But if it was a new Capenna, I would do any of these 3 drafts on the regular basis. And I would just be fine spending those points. I'd feel like I was going to get a good use of my rares that I draft, filling up the set, stuff like that. Unfortunately, that's not the way this cookie crumbled. So we'll have to see what the next quick draft shows. We'll have to see. But a really good midweek Magic. They didn't give us a ton of information here. What's the next week's midweek Magic's going to be? School of Mages. Historic Pauper. Bring a 60-card historic deck that contains only commons and basic lands, and look for some common ground with all those cards you've drafted. Build something new. It's funny. I love the idea, but a lot of this deck relies on the rare. I could live without those two, and this one, not a rare, 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 not a rare. So if I could give you some advice and say use your wild cards wisely, it would be look for a deck like this that punches way above its weight as far as like the way it performs versus what you had to put into it. Caramonics are pretty easy to get your hands on. I only have 1 copy of Invoke Despair. You could live with that. You could live without it and go straight to a Drown and Ichor. I was thinking too that as much fun as it is to use these cut downs, it would be funner to use Whispers of the Dross because of the proliferate function. And that was actually one of the things I wanted to switch in here. So we'll just type it. Whisper. There's an H in Whisper somewhere. Alright. And what do you think? Caramonics is a secret card draw. You're going to get 2 or 3 cards on average just for casting this guy. And the proliferates, along with the Necrogen Communions and the Blightbelly Rats, and even these guys all become, you know, very, very much toxic creatures because of what Caramonics does. So every creature we've got out of the 16 is a rat. And I guess these count as artifacts instead of rats? Is that right? Let's count them up and see. You'll be a rat, right? A rat rogue. So that's 4, 8, 12. You are not a rat. So 20 different rats should give you enough. Yeah. All right, let's try that. One last rat game for the road. I wouldn't take it into Pauper 100%, but I could definitely find kids are home. We got some Reckoner Raids, a Whisper of the Dross, and then Blightbelly Rat and a lot of land. Okay. Try it. Let's go. I'm confused. I'm your puppet. Whenever an instant or sorcery spell, you get a 2/2 zombie at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control 3 or more creature tokens, you can transform him. Okay. Nobody likes you. Go home. Yeah. And you are corrupted. Whenever a non-token zombie enters the battlefield, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Ouch, kids. Okay. Go away. Uh-oh. He's got one blocker. Good game. I love it, though. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Look at the zombie menacing things going on here. Necro duality. I love it. Whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1 counter on the champion of the perished. And what the hell did you use? As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice any number of creatures and create an XX blue and black zombie creature token with menace, where X is the total power of the sacrificed creature. I kind of think this is incredible. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you get to create a zombie token with Decayed. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more creature tokens, you transform them into an artifact. That's weird. All creature tokens you control lose all abilities, which means they're no longer decaying, have base power and toughness of 3/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can transform the Poppet Factory back to the Poppet Stitcher. I want this. All I did was use 3 removal spells in order to blitzkrieg attack the heck out of this guy. And it worked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 6 turns to do some damage, but he never got there. Zombie deck. Not a zombie. Do we dare look? God, when you run into... I got the corpse cobbles. You got stronger. Oh, that... yeah. Sick. Also sick. Proliferation. It's such a fun card. I don't. It would be so weird to be all, oh, you got your 10/10? Come at me, bro. I got you. It would be kind of neat, though. You could give it Death Touch and just send it in. Alright, what is this guy? A Phyrexian zombie that returns other creatures you control get -1/-1, and you return a target creature from the graveyard to the battlefield, and it gains. Yeah. Death Touch exploit. When Fell Stinger exploits a creature, target player draws 2 cards and then loses 2 life. Yeah. I don't have the cool zombie creature that that guy had. Aha! Hmm. Hmm. It's kind of cool. A snowy zombie. Oh. So Jadar makes zombies. These guys make zombies. Freaky. So weird. Why are you even in my zombie? Zombie Drake is a flying Drake. When it enters the battlefield, you can exile 2 creature cards from your graveyard, and if you do, you draw a card. Not the best. I like this guy a lot. He's a zombie bird, and then when he dies, you get to create a zombie. He would go good. I got 2 of them? An alchemy version and a non-alchemy version? What's the difference? Oh, this guy had flash. They got rid of the flash. Flip the switch. Counter a target spell unless its controller pays 4, and then create a zombie. Yeah, Startle creates zombies too, right? So, when they enter, you mill 3 cards and can't be blocked that turn. Exploits. Alright, just hear me out here. Zombie. I have always liked this Cobbled Lance. 1 mana, 3/3. I've always thought that this spell had a lot going for it. The Organ Hoarder has been a super positive, and I like that he leaves behind a zombie. Tap a target creature, and it doesn't untap during its controller's untap stage, and you get to draw a card. All you got to do is own a zombie to make it 2. When it dies, you search your library for a card named Wretched Throng, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. No. No. Flip the switch, counter a target spell unless its controller pays 4, and you get to create a zombie for 3. Yeah. That sounds like something Blue would want to do. Crawl from the cellar's good. When the Doomed Dissenter dies, create a zombie. Sure. Come back, make zombies. Make zombies every time something dies. Tap 3 untapped creatures you control, and each loses 1 life. That's good. I don't know what the hell Geth is supposed to do, but I'm not messing with it. A zombie that makes a zombie. For 3. The Rot-Tide Gargantua. It's kind of cool. Turn a zombie into a missile. Got to, right? Always think these are good. Corpse Cobbler. Other zombies get plus. Nope. Proliferate is a nope. And these are all zombies in the green zone. Which I happen to have none of, by the way. Alright. So, the theory here is we're making zombies a lot. We're also completely willing to throw things into the graveyard because of how fast we get things from the graveyard. I can live without that card. I won't need card draw at that stage of the game. So you get a 3/4 and 2 2s that can't block for 5. That's a 7. 7, 8 combined total deal. This is a no-brainer. This is a bit of a strange one. I dig that one though. So you get a lot of card draw with the zombies. So we don't need more card draw. These are great. Although, before I do that, I mean, he's a 2 mana 1/1 that becomes a 2/2, but he also goes into the graveyard, right? You could create a lot of 2/2s. This is just weird. I just can't see myself using it. There's a lot of cards at the high end because of the Necromass. But I would assume that we're going to get the Necromass to an average cost of 4. And it's a 5/5, right? So a Death Touch 5/5. Like, yes. Just hard yes. We'll go with no. We'll go with no. We'll go with no. We'll go with no. Alright. So, our zombie themed deck has the word zombie in every single card. How do you win? Right here, right here, and right here. You're doing everything you can to just sack and go and sack and go and sack and go and sack and go. And maybe you can corpse cobble up something pretty special with a bunch of zombies out there. Maybe you can pull a Death Toucher out. Zombies? Giant question mark? Well, we don't need to proliferate. Hold up. That little piece of equipment could come in super, super handy. You could just attach that thing to decaying zombies and just turn it into a card for 1 mana all the time. Just and it just goes +2/+2. Just hold up. There it is. Oh man, Vran would go really good. Whenever one or more of the creatures you control die, everyone goes 2/2. Okay. We don't need what? Crawl from the cellar, and we don't need I don't need those blades. What do you think? Vran is perfect for this. We can only... You can only necrogen creatures. I love it. So, we're going to use artifact and enchantments here to spice up some of these zombies that are just getting annihilated left and right. Gonna make a zombie every turn that gets annihilated, gonna kill something, go into the graveyard, gonna turn this into a 1 mana 3/3. Gonna fly, it's gonna return as a zombie. 4 mana that replaces itself and draws a card. This could be the weakest card in the deck, to be honest with you. This could be one of the strongest cards in the deck, but the fact that I can cast it twice with some flashback is really good. I think the 2.8 average is deceivingly high. It's actually closer to 2.5. And we've got 24 lands in there right now, but if we do this and this, what we'll find is damage lands, 2 or more, 2 or fewer. Okay. Our lands are fast and furious. Okay, so we're at 2.8, 24 lands. That 2.8, the way I calculate that out though is I would say we're probably going to, on average, be casting the Writhing Necromass with 3 or 4. So let's just say like an average of 3 less. So that 3 savings times these 3 cards is 9 total pips less. Divide that by the 60. You can end up with about a 0.15 drop, roughly. To drop it down to like 2.65. So the 24 lands is just spot on. And you look like a zombie. You look pretty nasty. Who looks like a zombie? Alright, we'll test this deck